genuinely cannot wait for this blanket to be done. I'm having a lot of fun with it and just kind of enjoying the process. This is how far I've gotten, which really isn't that far, but that's because I started and stopped with the movie that I chose to watch with it. So when I saw this in stores, it is the Caring Anniversary Cake Special Edition. This is the second time that they've done it this year, but the first time that they did the Halloween edition. Just by looking at this, it reminded me of the series Over the Garden Wall. I threw this on last night as soon as I brought this yarn home and just kind of started crocheting with the series and then stopped whenever I was done. Now, they do have a pattern on their site for a stocking, and I was kind of going back and forth with that one, but I'm really glad that I did a blanket. Even though this is going to take me a while, I did want to show you my progress and how it's going in case you wanted to grab one of your own, because that's the thing. Okay, so I was going between getting another color yesterday, which was the Holly Jolly. I was thinking of making some slippers with it, but I'm like, you know what? No, I have these two cakes. They're giant. I'm making a blanket. I need to focus on this one right now. And then I got it home, started working with it, remembered how much I love working with this yarn. So this morning I got up and got into my car, 9 o'clock, right when Michael's opened, went to the section that I saw just yesterday where there was 3 shelves of these cakes completely stocked, and then the bottom shelf just had a couple of them. It is very picked over. This color was gone. Totally gone. Holly Jolly, completely gone. I think there was some of the pastel, the winter looking one, so it was like purple, blue, white all together. 1 or 2 of those, but that was it. I guess I wasn't expecting it to go that quickly. I thought maybe I'd had the entire week to kind of think about if I wanted another color. It is still online, so if I do want to get it, I can go ahead and order online, but I just figured, you know what, I'll just go back today. Apparently, that was still too late. There is a song in here called Potatoes and Molasses. So I was on Pinterest last night looking up some molasses flavored lattes. That's what I have today. I don't know that I love it, but it definitely went with the whole theme, and I love a good theme. So I had to try it. It's just really sweet for me. I did have to do just like a normal brew of coffee, which is the first time since July that I haven't had a pumpkin spice themed coffee in my coffee brewer. Seasons are changing for real. As far as the yarn goes, I feel like it's pretty much the exact formula that they used for the one that they dropped. The first round was like August, September, something like that. I don't think they've changed anything except for the colors. And just from reading on the back here, I mean, it's 100% acrylic. It's the same size, same weight, machine wash and dryer friendly. And they even packaged it the same. So we have the giant cake, we have the label wrapped around here, and then this thing, which I will say is kind of annoying. So I normally take it off. I was just really excited. Just not a fan of the noise. So it's done. It doesn't really help hold everything together either. Well, it does when it's in the store. Like I get why it's that wrapped this way, because we wrap around and then wrap on the top. But once you start working it up, it's gonna get all crazy. So to combat that, knowing that I'm making a blanket and this cannot fit in any of my regular yarn bowls, let me show you what I'm using. This is my go-to blanket making bucket. I don't really know what you were originally supposed to put in here. It's just a catch-all type of bucket. We have some spooky ghosts and like an entire Halloween scene on here, which just adds to the layer of spookiness for me. So I'm just, yeah, I can carry it around. We have handles. Yes, it is dramatic, but these cakes are dramatic too. So that's what I've been putting it in. It's the entire process. You have to make your own joy. Because in November, you and we definitely have to make our own spooky joy. Going into Michael's, since this is day 2 of going to the store, in November, holiday music was blaring, and it was not subtle at all either. I don't have a problem with that music. It's just that they play the same 5 songs over and over and over, and they're different variations of it. So this is like very early for me. I don't know that they were playing it this early last year. I think they waited until like the end of November, but so is with the marketing season this year. Everything is just getting pushed up. We're gonna have to keep bringing our own spooky into the world. The only thing that wasn't super great is that very quickly I found a knot in my cake Keep in mind, this is a giant cake, okay? I normally end up doing many different knots that I have to do on my own, especially with a blanket and using two of these. I would say about four for each cake. Assuming that this is the same formula as the ones that we've seen previously, that's pretty typical for me. It just wasn't great, the fact that it was right in the beginning. So I always end up cutting the machine knot and knotting it myself, which means I have a ton of ends to weave in, but it makes me feel better because I do like the invisible knot, and then I will just take a yarn needle. And I have been getting super organized this week too. A bunch of my travel tins, I've been putting not only stitch markers, but yarn needles, and then some of them have yarn minders in there too, which is just this, I gotta show you. So it's a magnetic needle minder. Look how cute that one is. It's just magnetic, so I can put a needle on here if I'm crocheting like socks or something like that, or doing a little embroidery on one of my projects. This comes in handy. So this whole thing is magnetic. Now I can put a needle on here, put it onto my tin because it's magnetic. So I just have the magnetic part back there, close it up. I mean, obviously not this one because it has a super cute sticker on it. That way I can put the needle on top and I can actually use it. But when I'm not using it, obviously it goes in here with the rest of everything. Just with traveling, I always end up forgetting something. And for a while, I only had two tins set up, but they were in like different parts of my yarn dungeon. So I never had travel, like just for travel tins. Now I have, I think, 6 of them set up because I have different totes. So then these ones go into that tote. Total side note here, but you know, we're coming up to the season of traveling, of visiting friends and family. I figured I'd just shout that out, that, you know, if you want a pumpkin needle minder, it's a great time to go ahead and put together all your tins and everything. Okay, so yarn needle. And then I just grab one of these at a time and I'll go forward and backward and then cut it off. I don't really need to because it's pretty secure just by itself doing once, but it makes me feel better. So forward and then once back over top of it, pull that through, and now I can cut that part off. Actually, that's great. Let's just do the other one. One less end that I have to worry about, which is fantastic. Especially with this yarn, it's really thick and chunky. I mean, now that's going to be cut off, so you can hardly even see that there was a knot there. But with the machine ends, I just never know, and that makes me a little bit nervous how close it's cut. You know, it's pretty tight. You could probably be okay with it. I just never do it. It's one extra step, but it makes me feel happier about my blanket, so it's worth it in the end. There haven't really been any surprises about this yarn. I'm thinking it's exactly the same. They knew that we loved it, so they just kept everything the same, just gave us different colors to work with. I mean, this could be a scarf just as is. Ooh, that would be really cozy. I'd say if I have any left, but I know I won't from this because this blanket uses literally everything. I just keep going and working this up until this is over, and then I switch over to my second cake and then do the decrease. But this is awesome. Oh, I really love that. It's starting to get chilly, so all the big, chunky, cozy things I've been drawn to lately. It's funny how that switch happens pretty much overnight for me. It's like I have no interest in bulky, chunky yarn. In fact, there is a yarn Bernat frosted or something like that, which I had been passing up since the beginning of October, or like when they came out with their new round of yarn for the fall season. I saw it and I was like, no, I have no interest in it because it was, I don't know, it was probably closer to sometime in September. And at that time, it was just really warm out and I was really into using my 4mm crochet hook, worsted weight or lower, which I don't ever stop enjoying that. Like I still do have my projects going on. This looks so good. I really wish they had another one of these cakes now because this would have been perfect and done. And here's the thing, I hate when my neck and ears are cold. The winter time, I have a lot of different scarves scarves. And this stitch is perfect for anything that you need to have an extra layer of insulation because like it's the C to C. So this square right here is just extra cozy. So if you're looking to use this for gift ideas, you could totally make a scarf like this, 3 or 4 of them probably out of this whole cake, and get a jump start on your list of gifting. My gift list is pretty particular this year. Some of my family members actually requested items, which I think is super fun because if I had my way, I would just make everybody blankets every single year. But I know not everybody wants tons and tons of blankets. Like sometimes they're okay with just one and they appreciate that one and it stays out all year long. They don't change it for the seasons. So I don't want to just keep making blankets simply because I like them and I change my blankets out. Like if there's something, they want mittens or a hat instead or a particular scarf or something like that, I think it's kind of a fun challenge because then I can find the yarn to go with it. They give me like a color palette to work with. I don't know. I'm just getting really excited about that because I got to pull it up here and see what colorways they actually do have left because it was not a lot. And I did go to a second Michael store today just to kind of see like, is this the norm? Maybe it's just this one location. They got it early and now they're gone. No, it was the same thing. They hardly had anything there, maybe 1 or 2. And it wasn't even like it was 2 different colors and there was only one of them. Caron Anniversary Cakes Special Edition Frosted Fairy Tale, the purple and blue. So this one is totally out of stock at the 2 stores that are closest to me. The peppermint plaid, it looks like there's a couple of those. Jules and Jolly is out as well. That is the one that was purple, pastel green, and pink. Mary Maximus, 1 left, and Holly Jolly out. Okay, so basically, like I said, 2 or 3 of them. Shipping is still available for all of them though. And they do have free shipping over $49. If I wanted to get 2 of them, then I would get free shipping, which is probably what I would do. Even if I'm only doing like a scarf from it, though now that I'm seeing how amazing this is, I might want to do the Holly Jolly and make some scarves just to gift. Off the top of my head, 3 or 4 people that would actually love this. Okay, because here's the thing about these ones. When you make the triangle scarves, which is just really easy to do, right? It tapers off, throw on a movie, very repetitive stitch type of style. It's one that will lay flat. So you can layer, especially when it gets really cold out. So like wrap it around here and then grab like a little pin to hold it all together. I have a bunch of spooky pins that I've been dying to use. Like I just didn't know what I was gonna, well, I did think I was gonna put them on some of my travel totes, but they're pretty big. So if I make a bunch of these, that would go with it perfectly. Then put the coat on and you can still like button everything up depending on how oversized your coat is. But this part lays flat and you can kind of fold it out there. I mean, obviously when you're just wearing it, kind of adjust it and style it a little bit. But if the purpose is to stay warm and you don't want your neck cold, even your ears, because this is pretty big, go like this, pin on, flatten that down, coat on, hat on, mittens. You're good to go. More that I talk about this now, I really wish that I would have gotten a 3rd one of these. But oh well, I'm just gonna keep working up this blanket. Like I said, I'm having a fun time with it. They do have that stamp on it, the to and from, so if you wanted to actually gift the yarn, you could do that. My aunt, who is the one that suggested I started crocheting when I was having such a difficult time learning how to knit, and she's like, hey, I have a lot of fun crocheting, I'm sure you will as well. Like she would appreciate it, but also I'm sure just like me, she has a ton of other projects going on. It's an option. I think it's fun that they put that on there, but I should just write to me from me because this blanket is also going to be for me. A lot of times I end up gifting this away, but I just really love this colorway, especially the fact that I've been crocheting it together as I'm watching Over the Garden Wall, and it's really going to take me through probably most of November, or at least the beginning part of November. I'm just going to have a lot of fond memories attached onto creating this blanket. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Just figured I'd give you a little update on this and mention that if you were kind of on the fence about this, if you wanted to get another cake to make a blanket or this line in general, that this is probably the week you should start looking at it, because they're already flying off the shelves. So they're not going to stick around here for a long time for the holiday season. Probably the next couple of weeks, we're going to start to see them going out of stock online even. That's just my guess, because pretty similar to what happened with the first round of it as well. Though this one, I did see more actually in my Michael's store than I ever have before. Maybe that means they're gonna have more online? I don't know. But if you don't want to risk it, because you really, really love this color like me, and you want to make your own over the garden wall themed blanket, this is the week. Definitely check it out. Thanks for hanging out with me today and chit-chatting about this blanket. I absolutely will keep you updated on my progress. I'm hoping to get a lot of it done tonight. So now that I've watched this once all the way through, I'm going to put it on again tonight, work this up, but I do have some other movies that I want to watch, some spooky movies that came out the very last week of October that I just didn't get to yet. This is the perfect project to work that up as I'm watching the movies. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. If you're starting your own blanket, let me know in the comments and what stitch you're working on. The C2C stitch is just kind of my go-to for the winter season, especially the fact that it's a very repetitive stitch, but I always want to know what other stitches you're using to make crochet blankets. So for now, that is it. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video.